What's up, everybody? This is Greg with Advantage One Brokers, and this is the ADV1 podcast. This podcast, we come to you each and every weekday. We bring you relevant trainings and topics. And today we have a very special guest. We have Eric Michaels, or is it Eric Miller?
Eric Miller. Michael's my middle name.
Okay. Eric Miller. Eric, how you doing, brother?
Good, Greg. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well. So usually, when I introduce you, I'm like Eric Miller, and then So Eric, you're new to Advantage One Brokers. This was your first week, okay? Let's talk about. We're gonna hit the good stuff at first. You had your first week. How was it?
Pretty daggone good. Honestly, a lot better than what I was anticipating. Being first week out of the gate. I mean, not first week in insurance, but first week here, still trying to get my footing, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think just a testament to the system and what we have here, was able to put together a pretty daggone good week my first week. With I think I had 2 carriers total right now, but
Yeah,
it's all good.
no, you did a fantastic job. What was how many leads did you get? Let's talk stats. Leads, number of appointments you set. How long did it take you to set it? How much premium you write?
Yeah, so I do 15 A leads, recurring order. I received 8. I think I only got 8 in that I worked off of those. Was able to set 6 of those. 2 of them just haven't been able to get a hold of, and sold 4 of those.
Awesome.
For $9,870 some dollars total premium there.
Dude,
and it was with SBLI, so it's like it's not pending underwriting. I knew it was approved 30 seconds later, so it's all
so it's like immediate issue.
Yeah, exactly.
So, dude, that's fantastic. How long did it take you to set those appointments on the phone?
Honestly, maybe 40 minutes total.
Yeah.
That's just because sometimes when I click with somebody, I just I talk.
You talk a little longer.
Yeah, like really set in the tie down per se, but just to connect and build that rapport. If it's there, I just keep rolling with it.
Yeah.
So but that's not bad. 40 minutes versus 8 hours twice a week.
It's not bad at all. You can't complain, especially when you basically hit just under 10K for the week with 8 leads.
Right. Right.
So, and you only set with 6 of them. How are your appointments?
They're, as far as how I'm conducting them.
Yeah, no, like how were they? Like how were running those appointments versus any other? Did you notice a difference? Is there a difference?
Yeah, I mean, the people just seem to be a little bit more well informed. They understand what's going on. I'm not getting at least so far, I'm not getting I just wanted to see what this was kind of about, wasn't sure type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I used to get that a lot. But the people, they're very intentional. They most of them, they knew what they wanted, because I'm working mortgage protection. So they know, all right, I have a $400,000 house. I want to make sure my wife can stay. I'm the breadwinner. Boom. Well, here we go.
Yeah.
So it's been pretty, I don't have to jump through hoops. I don't have to, no bait and switch or anything crazy. Really, even I don't even have to sell it. It's just communicate with them, find out exactly what they want it for, why they submitted that information, and just offering a solution. So we have some pretty good ones here.
I love it, man. That's awesome. So let's go ahead and break it down a little bit different, or let's back up. What brought you to ADV1? What kind of enticed you to come over? Where are you coming from? What's your experience in the industry?
Yeah, I was with a practice company prior to this. What brought me here, I would watch people from that company like on Instagram and stuff, and they would like brag like it was heroic and noble for the 57th flight of the year, and it's only April. #grind. And I'm like, well, I'm a single dad. I got a 13-year-old daughter. If I'm 50 some flights on the books within the first 4 months of the year, that means #not a good father in my eyes.
Yeah.
So I was like, cool. If that's your grind, if that's how you want to do it. But I got in this industry so that I could control my schedule, so I could control my time, so I could own the business instead of the business owning me.
Mm-hmm.
And, so being able to, especially on those dial days, not having to outsource staff and do all this extra stuff late night to build, because I'm spending 8 to 10 hours on the phone making sure I'm setting appointments just the right business. So those things, I just saw my time. I mean, there's always that balance. There's money and time, and I could always get more money. You can't get more time or get time that you already missed. So that was the big thing when I started hearing you guys talk about how good these leads were, how little time is spent, and people actually, going out in their boat. I saw the one dude going out in his boat. People actually live in their life
Yeah,
instead of, a business that they're supposed to own consuming their life. And I'm not going to do that at the expense. I want to be successful and I have work ethic, but I'm not going to do it at the expense of my daughter. Um, so
absolutely.
that was a big thing.
Absolutely. No, that makes 100% sense. And I felt the same way. I'm also a dad. I've got 4 kids, and the past 2.5 years, I've kind of thrown myself into business in order to learn things, in order to grow, in order to be successful. And I've missed out on a lot of things with my kids, and it's already a strained and stressful situation with in my situation, just because I'm divorced, and my ex-wife and the kids were in different states, and so she remarried to somebody in the military, and they move constantly, so it's really difficult to make sure that I always have the time whenever they do come to visit, or they can be with me, or just fly out there or go drive there in order to be there with certain events, for football games, basketball games, stuff like that. So
Yep.
I missed out on a lot because of it. So
Oh yeah.
I
And not,
completely
not,
agree.
not willing to do that again. Right.
No, absolutely not. No, not. Well, you don't know what you don't know. Like
Yeah.
I didn't know there was something else better, that there was other opportunities that could still fit, having good leads, or having leads and systems in place with high comp, but have better leads, have a better work-life balance and all that. Like I just didn't see it. I just didn't know that it existed until we got here.
I'm with you.
So, how long have you been in the insurance industry? Where do you come from?
So I got licensed almost 8 years ago. That's when I
Oh,
first got
okay.
licensed. I my first start out was honestly I don't even know what the company was called. I knew a guy on Facebook, and he said, "Hey, get your license." I did it, 2 day course, in person back then. Ordered some leads. They were direct mail, final expense, and they were like, "No, you don't call them. Nothing. You just show up to their house, knock on their door, show your badge, show the lead. Is that your handwriting? Awesome. Can we grab a seat here on the couch, do a flip chart presentation, write a paper app there? We were still doing paper apps. The e-app thing wasn't really a thing at
Hmm.
that time. Um, did okay, but I just honestly, I think for me, I wasn't ready as far as where I was in my life to dedicate and really build something. So I got out a little bit, went and sold cars, seemed like more fun. Then I went back into insurance. I was like, the car business was just horrible. Like I just hate the car business just because it consumes your life and it's just a toxic environment. So I was like, all right, well, let me try insurance on the bank side. So I worked for a pretty large bank here on the East Coast, and that's what I primarily thought I was going to do. But then turns out I was just like a debit card reorderer, account opener who occasionally had a chance to sell a policy here and there. So it didn't work for me. So I'm kind of like a little bit of a journeyman up until this past year, and
Hmm.
just trying to find knowing that insurance was the industry, knowing it's what I wanted to do and what I enjoyed, and it would give me the life I want, but just finding the right vehicle. Um, and I think I've settled upon that.
Yeah. It's crazy. A lot of times that you find people that have been in the industry for a long time, it's very similar situations where kind of in and out, they're finding their way almost like swimming upstream, and it's like the industry is, it's got such a steep learning curve in order to find the right vehicle that will take you where you want to go. um, I've ran into so many people, similar situations, like, oh yeah, I've been in for so long. I've had my license since 2000 and 5, and I'm like, really? That's a lot of experience. They're like, yeah, but only really sold like a year and a half. And so
Right.
they just kept it active for so long. So now it's good that you were able to find the success that you've been able to find. Um, and are you building a team currently?
Yes. So a little bit of a process there. Just wanted to, for me, like I said, wanted to come over and test the waters myself, have numbers, see, be the my own guinea pig and not just uproot people or
Mm-hmm.
do certain things, whatever. I have a handful of people that just got their license. I actually just started onboarding this week. My girlfriend, actually, she's working on her license. That's why a little bit of a delay getting on here with you.
Oh,
She
it's
was
fine.
finishing. She was doing a practice test for the Maryland state law portion. It was driving her crazy. So she's got a couple friends that she's already. So we're definitely. I'm looking to build something massive here. And leverage that and help more people win. So that process has officially begun as of this week.
Fantastic. When we talk about the Quility app that you were talking about, you just did Quility app a little bit earlier. What are your thoughts about having that proprietary product? How do you feel about it?
I hate using the cliche terms, but it is a game changer. Like, I don't know what else to, think of another. I have to pull out a thesaurus to see if there's a better word, but I think that gets, abused sometimes. But it's an incredible product. I mean, it's just the ease of use. For me, it's all about how easy I can work through an e-app. Because when you get to that point and that customer is ready to, give you their information, when I was always trained this way, when they're ready to buy, shut up and just start typing. Right?
Yeah.
Shut up and just start writing. You don't want to talk yourself out of the sale, out of
exactly.
the deal, presentation stops once they commit to buy. So on that, I want it to be a very smooth process, nothing clunky where I'm look like I don't know what I'm doing or having to restart this, do all that. It just needs to be streamlined, because I always say trust is a big thing when it comes to people purchasing and doing business with you. And in this business, we're not sitting down and getting to know them for weeks, so trust is predictability.
Mm-hmm.
They know what's going to happen, they know what to expect, and there's no surprises. So just the more that process from starting that app to getting them knowing, hey, 30 seconds later, you're approved. They're getting an email fired in their box within like 2 minutes of, the documents of the actual policy. I don't know. I just think that's the way to do it versus waiting, some carriers 2, 3, 4 weeks just to get a decision. And, go through that mess. So it's definitely such a good product, such a good e-app, and I love it. I plan on hopefully write most of my term stuff there. It's just too easy not to.
So I don't know if you're aware, but they're going to be there's going to be more products that are coming out under that same exact style of application.
Nice.
So this was the first. There's going to be several other products from different carriers that are going to be proprietary to Quility and Quility partners.
Wow.
And there should be an IUL that's going to be express issue, instant issue, up to $1 million, and it's going to be probably launching within next couple months.
Wow.
So just imagine being able to do an IUL with the ease and simplicity that you have that application, same exact tile application, instant issue, no muss, no fuss. Like, when you leave there that they're approved, they're being drafted, policy starting.
Yeah. That's gonna be fire.
Yeah. And there's some final expense products that are being worked.
Nice.
All kinds of extra riders that can be thrown in. We're going to be within less than 30 days from now. We'll have the ROP, the full ROP, 100% ROP that you'll be able to add to the Quility. And the Quility is already a super cheap product. It's like it's the lowest express issue term I've ever seen. There's no comparison. But even with the ROP, it's still cheaper than a lot of products that don't have ROP.
Right.
Like, it's man, how they do it, it's crazy.
and that's so crucial too, because you want the business you're right to stay on the books. You don't want somebody to be able to come behind you and give them something that's 20-30% lower for the same coverage. So when you're the first in the home because of the lead quality, you're the first one to sit down with them, and then that even if 10 more people come in behind them, they can't beat your rates, then you sleep a lot better. That persistency is going to stay up. You don't have to the chargebacks are at a minimum. So that's big to me.
Yeah. And what I've seen a lot of people doing is they are not just covering the mortgage, but they're doing over. So they're like, hey, it only costs this, so your mortgage only $200,000. Let's get you covered for $400,000 or $500,000, so that it also gives you some income replacement on top of that. It gives you all these extra bonuses. It's all going to be express issue anyways, and up to $1 million. So it's a really great product in order to showcase that to people and give value beyond just mortgage protection. Not that's not value enough, but when it's like, hey, this isn't just pay for my mortgage, but it's also going to cover all the expenses in case something happens. It's going to cover the income you're losing, for 4 to 5 years when I pass away. That makes that makes a huge difference. So
right there, the value proposition just goes through the roof, and that's what I always say: when value exceeds cost, people buy. Like that's when that makes sense. So I mean, the value there, what you just laid out, I mean, is absolutely incredible. Yeah, cover the mortgage, 4 or 5 years of income replacement plus whatever, and it's still going to be less expensive than most of the other carriers.
Yeah, that's an awesome a product that you can do that with. Now, just imagine when you have an IUL that's paired with it in the same product line or the same application. So like you write one application and you pick all the things that they want.
Yeah.
And then it's like, hey, what they want $250,000 a term on top of $250,000 or $500,000 IUL, and it's just boom, it's all done at the same time.
Wow.
No multiple applications, and it's all sent out, all approved instantly. Like that right there is going to increase sales for agents across all Quility, but it's going to help with that value proposition you're talking about to make sure that like you become the insurance guy. Like when you can give that much value and there's so many different products that they have through you, it's like, hey, this is the insurance guy, Eric. And anytime anyone comes to their house, they're going to be like, let me go talk to my insurance guy, Eric, and see what he says about it. Because they've trusted you with, tax-free retirement, IUL. They've trusted you with some mortgage protection or income replacement term. They have an ROP rider on it on top of it. They got kids riders, on their built in also with the term. So there's all these different products all together, one application. How easy is that?
Yeah, and that's incredible. I call that, you want to talk about, we used to call it in banking when we called it sticky. So when you get
having a sticky deal.
Yeah, you have just more debit card, I got this, and this. It's harder for them to change and leave you because they have so many things with you already. Mm-hmm. So it's the same thing here. Like, hey, I'm not going to replace this term. I've also got my IUL with him, with Greg. I've also got this, boom, 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 boom. I mean, that's nail in the head right there. That just further solidifies persistency in our business, staying on the books, and that's awesome.
Yeah,
it's
exciting. It's pretty legit. The future is very bright for us here at Quility. We talked about your production. Your initial, it's first week. Talked about what you want to do. What challenges have you had with the transition, if any?
Honestly, it's been a really smooth transition because there's so many different carriers that I have access to now. That was part of my sticking point previously was, I didn't have the carrier. I had to wait. I was in a wait period to get certain carriers and all that kind of stuff. So be able to come out and, SBLI right out of the gate for the Quility term. Mm-hmm. Some of the like 3 or 4 others that I just know that I'm pretty much going to be right on my business with. Mm-hmm. That I don't have to wait for. So, I mean, that's been pretty good. I would say the hardest part, and again, I'm not much of a Kool-Aid drinker, but I'm just new here. So I haven't had much time exposure to say, hey, I'm having these issues. I would say the toughest part is switching my mindset from wait a minute, I can dial 40 minutes, set the appointments that I need, half of the appointments that other people used to tell me I had to run, and still make the money that I want to make. Yeah. I'm still wrapping my head around that, because it's like I get antsy because it's like, all right, I'm up at 6, it's almost 8, I got to start dialing right at 8 o'clock. That whole go mindset. I think that's the toughest adaptation for me so far, if I had to use that word. Is that it's still work. We're still working. It's just that we're working smarter than harder.
Yes. No, I agree, and so. What I want to impress upon people is that, it's not that we're being, when you come here and you have an easier time on the phone, be wise about it. Don't use it as an excuse to be lazy and be like, well, I barely got to work and I'm still going to make good money, because what's going to happen? This is still sales. This is still not, you're still an entrepreneur. Okay. You're still building to become your own business owner. Okay. Does that mean you can work as much as you want to work to build to the level you want to build? Absolutely. Some people, they want to come in, run 10 appointments a week, sell 6 to 7 of them, make, anywhere between 6 to 12K AP, and that's it. And they're going to be happy. And they're going to work 20 hours a week, max, probably closer to 15.
Right.
And you're going to have a good living. You're not going to have to work a lot. You're going to have great support, great leads, and you're probably going to be happy as a client. There's going to be some other people that are going to be, hey, I want to go ahead and run 50 appointments a week because I want to have 100K, 200K, 300K months. I want to get stupid, but I also want to build a big team, and I'm going to work hard. Can you still do that here? Yes, you can do whatever you want. Okay,
right.
But the value proposition here is that honestly, 90% of people that come into any organization, they don't want to do that. They just don't. And more likely they won't. They're going to get to the level of their comfort. They hit that and they're like, I've got the system down. I'm comfortable here. I make more than money than I ever wanted. I'm good. Yep. And you're not going to be hassled for it. You're not going to be told you have to build. You're not going to be told you have to run more appointments. You're not going to be like, hey, why aren't you working on the weekends? Anything like that. Hey, like Jeff said, man, I got to pick up a hobby because I'm selling. Right. I'm making all this money in a week. I'm selling all this stuff, and I'm doing very well. But the back end is I have so much time, so I'm just getting a hobby. And that's with him also building and growing and everything. So I just want to make sure that, the listeners, you guys know that it's not going to be like, it's not just like, oh, well, everyone only works like 10 hours a week and that's what everyone does. And everyone's, just uber taken care of. It's still sales. Okay. So absolutely. Like for me, I work every day except for Sundays really still. But I'm working on, and it's really because I'm focused on helping agents and doing podcasts and doing editing videos, but I can do more on the go. I can travel to be with my kids, and I can, as long as I have my phone with me, I can still work.
Absolutely.
So,
and the big thing there too, like as you're saying, just to piggyback off of that is, if somebody is working 10, 15, 20 hours a week, if you show somebody, they come in and they work 20 hours a week, let's just call it that, and they're making $8,000, let's just say $8,000 that week. You don't really have to coach and push that person maybe to work 40. You know what I mean? They're going to be such a believer. It's like, wait a minute, if I can do this at 20 hours a week, my goodness, like if I put in 40, I don't even think it's like a multiply by 2. I think it's more like an exponential type of thing. Mm-hmm. As you go, if I put in 40, I could probably rate $20,000 this week. And I don't think those numbers are that, out of line, as far as what we're seeing. To me, it's just scaling it up there. So it's just, we still work. And I don't want to come over like that. Definitely want to reaffirm everything Greg just said. Yeah. It's still work. There's still skills to be developed. There's still things that, word tracks, there's still training, going through all that stuff on a daily basis, staying sharp. Slash, the greatest guitar player ever, says if he don't practice one day, he can't play his solos the next day. So for me, that's how it is, and I'm going to be working more. Like I said, you told me when I first talked to you, hey, 10 A leads and all that. Well, I did 15 because I'm like, all right, well, wait a minute, let me do that, and I might buy overflows in a CRM and live transfers and all that stuff, fill up, but never to the point where I feel out of control, overwhelmed, or like I'm being forced to do that. But it's just naturally, my goodness, if I can do this off of 15 leads, why not get 20 and do this, set myself up, and still have more time. So. Yeah. Perfect storm.
Yeah, and even next week we have a brand new proprietary IUL annuity lead that is being launched.
Wow.
Yeah, and right now it's being tested by a couple of agents. I don't know if you saw in the Slack, there was a guy that wrote it was just like IUL.
Yeah, like 8 of them or something, right?
Yeah, it was like 8 in a row. A lot of those are from the new IUL lead.
Oh, nice.
So. We're really excited for it to go live, and we're trying to answer the question of, hey, what happens after mail when mail starts to die? Because our mailers, hands down, and you can testify yourself. I think, and I've experienced a lot of mailers from a lot of different companies. Our mailers, hands down, are the best in the market in insurance I've ever seen. Yep. I've ever seen anybody run. There's no comparison. But mailers are going to die eventually. They're going to get to a point where people can't, where people aren't answering mail, and it's already happening. Return rates are going down, and I estimate, and I'm no expert, but I estimate 5-10 years max. I'd be surprised if in 10 years we're still using mailers. Yeah. I think within 5 years that we're going almost all digital in leads. And so this is a non-mailer lead. This is a digital lead. And sometimes they'll even call you.
Oh, nice.
So they actually get your information as advisor, talking about tax-free retirement. So it's a really good system, proprietary system, that we just got access to, and signed some contracts. So I'm very excited about that.
Let's do it.
So, Eric, what are your plans? What do you want to accomplish here?
Honestly, my big thing is, because I know what I can do for myself. I know that I could, my thing is to do 10,000 a week consistently. I know A plus B equals C. I just keep doing it for me. My thing is I want to be able to take people, put them in a healthy environment with proper leadership that's conducive to them not having, I've been in sales for 10 plus years, that are brand new when it comes to that, and be able to, I don't even call it a learning curve. I always call it an earning curve, because you're making money while you're figuring this thing out. And be able to have more people that I could just take, my girlfriend who just, she's about to lose her job at the hospital because of what's going on with the vaccinations and things like that. Just be able to take people from all walks of life and put them into a system and say the common denominator is you're just putting in the work. There's no other requirement. There's no other factor into your success. It's just that no matter who you are, if you turn wrenches, if you, clean tables, whatever, you could come here and be on my team, and I could show you how to make significant income and change your life. So that's just being able to spread it out, and more people than just me have success.
Fantastic. I love it. And thank you so much, Eric, for coming on board and talking to me about your experience thus far, your success. Congratulations on your success, by the way. You texted me and you're like, "Hey man, first week in the field, I got SPLI. I just got some leads in. I'm doing 10K this week." And then like a couple days later, you're like, "I'm at 9,700. Let's go." I was like, "Holy crap, He did it!" So thank you so much for coming on board. If anyone watches this that says, "Man, I really like Eric. I would like to be able to partner with him, have him teach me some of the ropes and learn from him and grow a business with him," how can they get a hold of you?
I think my Instagram handle is there, at Eric Michaels Legacy, or you can text or call me 410-908-9622.
Fantastic. And for everyone else watching, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like or subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're bringing out content each and every weekday. Like the video, and if you got anything out of it, if you got some kind of value, the fee is to share it. Share the video with someone else that can get some value, someone else that can learn, that can grow, and we're going to keep giving out content that's for you, the listener. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, we'll see you.